to start with a story. A story of a failure. How I failed to become a rock star. So this is a photo from my high school years. And in case you didn't recognize, the one in the middle is me with the red guitar. And yeah, I also had some hair before I started my own company. As you see, we had a really cool band, and the group was so ready to play amazing music that none of us can do alone. And we assembled the team and started working on our playlist. So which songs that we should play. So I had my own ideas. I wanted to play popular songs of those years. I was about showing off in school, becoming this popular kid. But other members had their own ideas. So our bass player was into jazz music. And our drummer was into hard rock music. And our lead guitarist only wanted to play Guns N' Roses solos. So I remember our intense discussions about which songs that we should play. Everybody had valid arguments, everybody was right, but we couldn't figure out the playlist and start working on our projects. And I remember that because our practice sessions were shorter than the actual discussions we were talking about the playlist. At that time, I didn't notice that we were not only musicians in this story, we were also negotiators. So a former FBI hostage negotiator, Chris Voss, has a saying, the most dangerous negotiation is the one you don't know you are in. And I think we often find ourselves in this type of situations. So we don't recognize the everyday interactions as negotiations. But actually, negotiation is not a part of only business life or diplomacy or politics. It's about our everyday life, and you are a negotiator every single day. So you negotiate with your teacher if you want to extend the deadline of your assignment, or you negotiate with your friends about how to split the group work of your assignment, or you negotiate with your family to decide where to go next summer. And those negotiations have a big influence on your life. It influences on your well-being, your emotions, your relationships, and your success. But the good news is, it's a skill. Negotiation is a skill, and you can develop that skill. 8 years ago, I moved to Helsinki from Turkey. And just 1 year after I moved, Finland was ranked up and become the happiest country in the world, ranked by the United Nations. And of course, I thought the whole country was so happy to have me, so that was because of me. It was a welcome gift, but apparently it was not, because years have passed and the ranking did not change. And I, as an outsider, tried to understand what is it that people in Finland do differently to achieve this. And for me, the answer was hidden in a small, unique Finnish word. And that word is sopu. So sopu is a Finnish word that describes a specific type of agreement. So it's an agreement that involves multiple people, and if there is sopu, it means everybody is happy with the result. Just to put it into a context, so if there is sopu, then everybody is eager to put their whole self in the solution. And in fairy tales, for example, sopu is used to describe the end of the fairy tales. So when you hear they live happily ever after, that's sopu. And as a negotiation skills trainer, I was trying to understand what we can do to achieve more sopu in our lives. And I would like to share 4 traits of a good negotiator that can help also you to develop win-win solutions in your everyday life. So the first thing is sensitivity. So being a sensitive person is basically about empathy. Especially in the negotiation context, it's about changing your focus from yourself towards others. And naturally, this is about listening. I like this saying, you have 2 ears and 1 mouth, and don't forget this ratio. When you listen more than you talk, magic happens. Because when people feel that they are heard, they start to trust. And when trust is established, path for sopu is clear. The second trait is about being an objective person. While sensitivity helps you to connect on an emotional level, objectivity is about making sure that your emotions do not cloud your judgment. So being an objective person is about focusing on the issue rather than the individual. Negotiation is not a fight, it's a dance. and it takes two to tango. You're not against each other. You're not there to defeat the other side. You're there together to solve a problem with your counterpart. But when things are heated up, it's so easy to take things personally. And a good negotiator don't do that and focus on the facts and figures and try to come up with a fair solution that works for everybody. And this enables a respectful relationship with your counterparts. Third thing is about persuasion. In the context of Sopu, persuasion does not mean coercion or manipulation. It's not about forcing someone to see things in your way. It's about helping others to understand things in a way that makes sense to them. It's about talking the same language with them. Persuasion is about storytelling. Great negotiators craft narratives, craft stories in a way that aligns their proposal, their perspective, with counterparts' values and motivations and objectives. And the last thing is about being an understanding person. Being an understanding person goes beyond feeling the empathy, understanding other people's emotions, or sticking to the facts and figures. It's about accepting someone as who they are, without any judgment. It's about being an open-minded person. Good negotiators know that perfect solutions often require a lot of work, a lot of time, and sometimes a compromise. So you need to be flexible, you need to be open to change, and you need to be creative to find different ways to overcome obstacles so that you can meet somewhere in the middle. For me, those are the 4 traits that you need to become a better negotiator. I don't claim that this list is a comprehensive one, but I think being a sensitive, objective, persuasive, and understanding person takes you a long way. To me, Sopu is about the harmony you can create in a music band. It's about understanding each other, expressing ourselves, and also making sure that everyone is committed to the solution so that we can create something bigger, better than any of us can do alone, and to achieve our full potential. So we need Sopu in our everyday life, but we also need Sopu in our world in a broader context. Consider the global problems we are facing now. We do not need solutions that only works for a particular group of people. We need solutions that works for all. And by all, I mean that works across generations for a long time, and that works for everything, everyone on the planet. I don't think Sopu should be a word only exclusively known by the inhabitants of the happiest country in the world. Sopu should be for all of us. Thank you.